right, man. Antonio Brown back on the Twitter rant, man, and he blasted Derek Carr and he blasted Boo Boo Smith-Schuster. All right, man. He called JuJu Smith-Schuster Boo Boo. All right, but we back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and I will be doing a playoff prediction. I'm usually good in the playoffs. I'm way better in the playoffs than I am in the regular season, except for last year. That playoffs was just terrible. But hey, let's talk a little bit about what Antonio Brown said. He making it real hard for him to go back into any locker room, because he's so opinionated. And, we usually go in the locker room, stay in the locker room. And I don't know if a lot of guys going to respect him when he come back, or they going to, really galvanize around him and try to share stories. Antonio Brown, the type of dude that, I wouldn't tell nothing to. I wouldn't vent to him, rant to him. Low key, he's snitching though. A lot of people don't want to say it, but here you go. Boo Boo Schuster spelled his last name wrong too. Oh, I guess it's supposed to be Schuster. Was ready under 500. You bum learn some respect. He ended up getting the 552. He only played 12 games this year. Obviously, Roethlisberger was hurt. He was struggling a little bit while Roethlisberger was there, and they had Mason Rudolph, and then they had the other quarterback that came in. So at the end of the day, it is a direct correlation to Antonio Brown not being there, but also the quarterback carousel, James Conner not being healthy, and then a lot of the receivers, they waited for the kid from Toledo to step up, and then James Washington, he hit or miss, but you know what? They did miss Antonio Brown this year, and before Ben Roethlisberger got hurt when they was playing the Patriots, which the Patriots defense looked invincible that day, when it turned out to be they not that invincible, losing to, Chiefs, the Ravens, the Dolphins. So, I don't, maybe JuJu gonna struggle without Antonio Brown and being the number one, but I'll get to that in a second. He told Derek Carr, I'll buy a house in Vegas. Basically, Derek Carr must have bought a house in Vegas thinking he was gonna be a part of the Las Vegas Raiders. And basically, Antonio Brown telling him he cut. All right, and basically saying I could have made life easier for you. But really, who was Derek Carr throwing to? Tyrell Williams was injured some this year. Wallen, he stepped up. But other than that, he was throwing to a whole bunch of nobodies, man. But back on the JuJu Smith-Schuster thing, man. At the end of the day, man, this is the same JuJu Smith Jr. who reached out to Antonio Brown in college for advice. You know what I'm saying? And then what's going on in the dark, Antonio Brown is bringing it to light. That's one of the dudes that you can't rock with. People talk about snitching and ratting. That's snitching and ratting, dog. What I told you in the DM, that's between me and you. You know what I'm saying? And now you was acting like you was my man's in Pittsburgh, and I understand that JuJu took Ben Roethlisberger's side, but you got to understand, this dude a kid still. He want to be in good graces with the Steelers organization. He probably like being in Pittsburgh. And Antonio Brown basically got mad because JuJu didn't diss Ben Roethlisberger with him. He took up for Ben Roethlisberger, which JuJu should have just stayed out of it. You know what I'm saying? Knowing Antonio Brown crazy, but he had a down year this year. Had injuries, quarterback carousel. But before all of that, he was having problems getting open versus the Patriots with Ben Roethlisberger. They was having a lot of problems with being in JuJu and trying to get JuJu open and sliding outside. And guess what? You take Randy Moss or you take Chris Carter on the other side of Randy Moss, is gonna make it harder on either or when the other one not there. That's life. But Antonio Brown, you know what I'm saying? He ain't have to tear down the young black brother like that. I don't like that. I don't like the way he's snitching. Move on from it. At the end of the day, we see the Steelers struggle without you out there. We see it. Let your work do the talking, but it's gonna be hard for somebody to accept him in any locker room, white or black. You know what I'm saying? Some of the ignorant stuff he doing. I wouldn't want him in my locker room, to be honest. But then he tells Derek Carr that you better prepare and sell me your house in Vegas. All right? Because you gone. So he basically know that Derek Carr gone. I think everybody feel Derek Carr gonna be a free agent. He owed no more guaranteed money, so they can cut him without nothing else. But for Derek, I think Derek Carr still could be straight. You know what I'm saying? In the right system. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna be in the Tannehill situation next year, maybe backing up Jameis or something like that. And then Jameis go Mr. 30 for 30, throwing 30 picks and fumbling the ball. He step in, it might be Ryan Tannehill. Everybody thought Ryan Tannehill was done in Miami, but it was the organization. Same thing with Derek Carr. The Raiders ain't put a lot around Derek Carr. He flashed, he can ball that 1 year. They brought John Gruden in and pretty much regress. So it's a team out there that could be looking for a formidable backup. The Jets, Sam Darnold ain't all that to me. Pittsburgh, put another rookie behind Ben Roethlisberger, put Derek Carr in there, maybe so. The Vikings get him on the cheap, put him behind Kirk Cousins, and maybe he can go. The Redskins, Dwayne Haskins ain't popping, you see where it go. Carolina, they done with Cam, we see where it go. Chicago, it's gonna be a market for a quarterback. Jacksonville, Miami. So he gonna be good regardless. If New Orleans lose Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees want to stay another year, maybe Sean Payton can clean Derek Carr up. Let me say this. While he hating on JuJu or Boo Boo Smith-Schuster, he hating on Derek Carr, guess where he at? He at the crib. May not play again. He may not play again. So while they still getting checks and they still getting that money and they still doing what they love to do, he on the sideline hating. You know what I'm saying? While they running routes or while they sign to a team, you know what I'm saying? Or they're a free agent and they going to get picked up. That's where he going to be at the crib. At the crib, not making no money from the NFL. First, he don't want to be a part of it. Then he begging to get in. They need to get him some help. They need to get him his head examined. Bipolar disorder. I don't know what it is. I like Antonio Brown, the player. But, you got to know his history. His family, his stepdad and mom, when they got married, they kicked him out the house. He had the hard road. He just don't know how to learn. This is Antonio Brown. I don't think it's no head injury. He is just what he is. He was humble. He got money, and he became more what he was, man. And like I said before, I wouldn't tell him a damn thing, bro. Somebody need to hit him dead in his mouth. But ain't nobody going to do that. We in a corporate establishment. But hey, y'all know what it is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Let me know what you guys think about the story. I'll link the tweet sources in the description so you know if they're real. Check out our NFL playlist. More videos like this. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.